I know. Navarro's spiritual name. There we go. Find it for me. Okay, how are we going to pronounce it?
Well, you're going to do it because I'm not going to do it.
Hey, we're not going. Good evening, all you Minties, and welcome back to another episode of Reelz Talk with your host, the amazing Amanda, my lovely co-host, the uncanny Omar.
What's up, everybody? We are back from last week.
That's right. And we're here to talk about True Detective. Season 4. Did my internet already go out? Damn it. Are you serious? Am I still live and Omar's frozen? Someone, please tell me if that's the case. He's frozen. Okay, thank you, Kane. Okay, I thought it was me because usually it's my internet. But Omar is frozen, it looks like. So I will talk about this briefly. Hello, everyone. How are you? Kane is asking, Omar, are you okay for the Madam Web review? He might not be. I don't know. Given that he just froze completely, I don't know if he is okay from that. Let's see. Good evening, CNS 84. How are you doing today? We have quite a few folks here. Thank you, James, because I was not sure. Usually it's me that's always frozen and not Omar. So for once, I'm not the one, which is great. Let's see. Craze English Soar, you're saying the more and more I think about it, I feel like Issa Lopez used ChatGPT a lot. We'll talk about our thoughts and feelings on the season in a second, as far as Omar gets back on time. And now it's the Amanda Show. Hey, so it wasn't me for once. I really thought I was frozen for a second. It was you, though.
I'm giving AT&T a call after this, but
the last said Madam Web broke Omar. He's stuck in her web.
Matt.
And we'll talk about that.
I barely remember anything we talked about that night. I was really, because I hadn't eaten. I was sick and I was on medication, and then I drank a lot. I don't even remember what I gave. What I give Madam Web, like 4, 2.
2. Yeah, I think you gave it better. No, you gave it. I gave it a crappy rating. I give it a 1. I gave
1.
Yeah, I did not like it at all. I was really upset about it. Anyways, so yes, we are here to talk about season 4 of True Detective, but it's called Night Country. A little bit different than the previous season. It's actually given like a subtitle. Mm-hmm. This one is not show ran. I don't know if that's how you would say that. Is it Nico Pizzoletto? I'm going to pronounce his name. Nick Pizzolatto. Pizzolatto. He was the showrunner. He was the showrunner for like the first 3 seasons. But for whatever reason, he sold or handed over the production rights and everything to 20th Century Television Studios, FX Production. Oh no, he had signed a production deal with Fox and FX Productions, which put his involvement in the series in question. And that's why we have a new showrunner this season, Issa Lopez. And clearly Nico had thoughts because he decided to put them all over.
Now, we had reviewed True Detective season 3 on the channel.
Yeah.
Which I thought to me it's my favorite season. I loved it. I thought it was a masterpiece. I absolutely love season 3. To kind of give you a little bit of how we feel, like season 3 to me is almost flawless. It's so damn good. I love the ending. It was pure genius. Season 1 was so good. I loved season 1. I'm still not a fan of that ending.
You didn't like the ending. Yeah, you're right. You did not like the ending.
I have issues with that ending. I love season 1. I love the chemistry between the actors and some damn fine acting Damn fine acting by McConaughey. Like blew it
and Harrelson,
right out of the water. And yes, and Woody. I don't even talk about season 2. It was just so
I don't
bad.
even think I finished season 2, to be quite honest.
I think the best thing about it was Rose McGowan. She was the best part about
Was she in it? Well,
she was the freaking show carrier, man, because oh my gosh, Vince Vaughn. And I'll be honest, I wasn't a fan of Colin Farrell for a long time. I don't think that was the right role for him. Oh, and what's his name? The guy that everybody was building up to be the next big star was there. Tyler, he was in Friday Night Lights.
Taylor,
John Carter.
John Carter. I know. Oh my gosh. I always think about this poor guy. Oh, it'll come to me. Not Taylor Sheridan.
Fargo's excellent. I haven't seen the new season.
Creative Friday Night Lights.
Rachel McAdams. Thank you for that. Not Rose McGowan.
That's why I was like, wait, I didn't get that far if it was Rose McGowan was in it.
Rachel McAdams. My bad. Season 1 gave us Alexandria Daddario. Yes, that's right. She was topless in that scene.
Okay.
You agree. You agreed. You were nodding your head. You were like, that's right.
Taylor Quiche. That's what it was.
That's right. Taylor, Texas.
Poor guy. They were really trying to make a thing with him, and it just never worked out.
It's not that he's bad. He just
made bad choices, I guess. I mean, Friday Night Lights, obviously, but then, yes, John Carter, Disney made a anyways, this is not about Taylor Quiche's career.
Any gifts of Rose McGowan? I can find some. I can find some of her and Alexandria Daddario.
We will do that later.
For the fans, they're asking.
All right, so he's talking about. So he didn't really care for season 2. He liked season 1.
Oh, season 2 was awful, dude. Season 2 was awful.
Season 3. I agree with Omar. Is probably my favorite season.
Solid. That was a great season.
I mean, Mahershala Ali, Stephen. It was a great combination. I mean, not that season 1 didn't have a good combination, but from beginning to end,
I wasn't a fan of what's his name at all. Stephen Dorff. I thought Stephen Dorff was okay because I remember Stephen Dorff from The Gate, like when he was a little kid, and then of course from Blade later on, and then he kind of disappeared. But dude brought it in True Detective season 3. He was awesome in that season.
Yeah. And now I just realized the connection now that Mahershala Ali is Blade, and it all comes full circle. Time is a flat circle. Okay, anyways, keep going.
The little soundbite you added at the end of that made you sound so much smarter than you really are. Okay, so we are going to be talking about True Detective with some spoilers in case you haven't seen it. It's an excellent show. It's on HBO. It's not called Max anymore.
Max. It's on Max. Technically, I guess it's still HBO if you're watching it on cable, if you still watch and have cable. But for our purposes, we watch it on Max. But it is an HBO original.
Yeah. So if you haven't seen it, go and watch it. I think it definitely deserves, your watch. But if you don't care about spoilers, then here we are with our thoughts.
Yeah.
All right. So new showrunner, and just like every previous season of True Detective, you don't need to have watched the previous ones,
or do you,
to enjoy them? To enjoy it, maybe to its fullest. Griffin X, be good, buddy. You be good and enjoy. Stay safe out there.
Watch us on the replay. And hit that like button on your way out, Griffin X.
Look at you. Look at you. All right. So take it away, Amanda. What makes this season so interesting? What makes this so unique?
Well, so the first thing that makes it really unique is the setting. It is set in Alaska, and it is called Night Country, which is a play off of the days it takes place is over this time in December, late December, beginning of the new year, where it's essentially night the whole time in Alaska. And I actually had the pleasure of visiting Alaska when it was getting to this point in like November timeframe, where you barely saw sunlight, and it pretty much started to by 2 or 3 o'clock, the sun was already setting. So there was barely any sunlight. It was always just very dreary and dark. Now, I didn't go out in these little parts. I was in Anchorage, which is the main, So, but already you have this setting of this small town called Ennis in Alaska that is going through the night. And it essentially is about these 2 female, well, one is a detective, one used to be, and now she's a trooper, I guess. Is that what her new role is? Because she got pulled off some cases. And so their name is Evangeline Navarro, which is played by Callie Reese, who's apparently a boxer. I had no idea. I had to look her up. I was like, I've never seen her anything.
She's built like a freaking boxer.
Yeah, she fights like a freaking boxer.
He's pretty badass. Okay.
Yeah, she's pretty badass. And then, of course, the always amazing Jodie Foster. If you guys have, if you haven't seen anything else she's been in, you should watch some stuff. She actually is in a movie that's been nominated for a lot of stuff recently, and she directed it called Naiad. You should watch it. It's really cool.
She plays the friend, right?
She plays the friend in her. Yeah, the swimmer. Yeah, it's pretty great. But yeah, Jodie Foster plays Chief Danvers, and she's pretty much in charge of the police force of this small town. And of course, as it is with every true detectives, they have their own baggage they're dealing with personally that kind of somehow flows into what's going on in the season. The main story or the main mystery in this season is there's a group of scientists at what's called the Salal Station. They were, I guess, essentially studying the origins of life. We will say that.
Does it matter?
Doesn't matter. Something crazy happens. She is awake. And next thing we know, after a few days.
Who's awake?
Who's awake? We don't know.
Jodie Foster?
Jodie Foster is awake. And after a few days, the scientists are missing. It is now Danvers' case. And she also has like a deputy or lieutenant who kind of follows around. And that is Pete Pryor. His dad, Hank, is also a police officer as well. And there's some friction there because we learn later Hank was supposed to be promised chief if he did something for this company that owns the Salal Station and the mines that are also in existence at Ennis. But he didn't get chief. So that kind of sucks for him. And he also doesn't get the girl, which is the mail order bride that he thought he was going to get.
Wow.
Yeah. Anyway, so those are our characters. But they're charged with finding these scientists. And by the end of the first episode, we realize a few things. There's a connection for the death of these scientists or the missing scientists and a murder case that happened.
By the way, one of the most horrific things that makes this so creepy, because a true detective has always balanced this: is it supernatural,
or is it
like a Scooby-Doo mystery? See, ever since season one started that, right? Like, was there really a Yellow King, or was it just some backwoods redneck that was going around and killing people and outsmarting the police officers? But that's what they're doing here. But the way that these scientists died is just so frightening and creepy. And they're found out in the ice and they're like yelling and they're completely naked. So it's a weird case to begin with. And then one of them's alive, like one of them is yelling, like this is what their bodies look like. Of course, that's not
real. So at the end of episode 1, we find out that they were found, but dead on the ice, frozen as a corpsicle is I think what we call it. They call it throughout corpsicle. Corpsicle. And
was there supernatural stuff in season 2? Yes.
Was there? I don't remember.
Vince Vaughn and Colin Farrell. How the hell did they get those roles? Awful. All right, go ahead.
Yes, there's definitely
supernatural elements there.
Yeah, but they are found at the end of season 1. Their eyes and ears. Is it Rose Agonau, played by Fiona Shaw? I think she's the one who finds them on the ice. Is that right, or did the search party find them? Don't remember.
No, I think it was Rose.
It was Rose. Yeah, who also has a connection, and we'll learn this throughout this whole season, to Russell Coyle, which is Matthew McConaughey's character in season 1. She was in a relationship, I believe, with his father, Travis, who, if we all remember season 1, he mentions his father living in Alaska, etc. And we actually see a glimpse of that, which Omar can show a clip of that. She sees a vision of him. And then I think that's when they find the corpsicle. Yeah, that's Matthew's dad. There he is. or his ghost. Yes. So they're dead. Their eyes and ears are missing. Very strange. One of them is still alive. So that person is sent to the hospital to try to recover. And in the meantime, here starts our mystery. But it's also in connection with a case that Danvers and Navarro had previously worked on, the death of a young Indigenous woman named Annie Kay, who was very vocal in the protests of the mines in Ennis. The mines, they were saying, were causing pollution, were ruining the water. And if anyone saw my review of Human Nature by J.B. Lee Curtis, I was getting a lot of those vibes because it's very similar, but just set in Nevada. But then this is handled much better than that graphic novel.
Sorry about that, Jamie Lee. You're still rocking in that Borderlands trailer. What happened? Is it me now? Is it me or is it Amanda that's frozen? Who's frozen? Does anybody know? Oh, God. What if it's me? Let me know in the comments. Mother. How is everybody doing? What's going on? The hell is happening? Damn it. She came into the web. The corpse is frozen. Well, okay, wait a minute. How is this still running then? Am I frozen? Omar, you're live this time. Amanda's... Oh, it's Amanda's frozen. Oh, thank God. It's not me. Okay. Whew. Boy, I was about to say some off-the-wall stuff here. Ghost got her. Omar, you're live. What is going on with Kentucky internet? Okay. I agree regarding John Carter. Well, while we wait for her, where was she? What was she talking about? We just lost Amanda. That sucks. See, we were talking about... Let me try to send her the link. Use your phone. Better now than tomorrow during her... Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Did anyone figure out why Annie's tongue was left? Yeah, I wanted to talk about that. Because there were some things that were left open to interpretation, right, by the end of the episode. And... All right. I just texted her, so maybe she'll text me back. Let's talk about Henry Cavill maybe playing Dr. Really? You think he's going to be Dr. Doom? Wouldn't that be ironic? Like one of the most handsomest men in the world gets to put on a mask the whole time? No one knows. It's open to interpretation, as Lopez says. I think that there were enough clues if you go back and rewatch it. Kind of like season 1. Give me a second, everybody. I'm going to give this to Amanda. Amanda. All right. Yeah, she said something's going on with her internet, so... Henry Cavill is Cyclops. John Carter was a great movie, poorly marketed by Disney. Yeah, it wasn't bad. Like, it wasn't a bad movie. I just thought it could have been better. Okay, so we're going to try to do this on her phone. Omar Finn roll up to AT&T. Victor was very handsome. It fits. He fixes his face in Secret Wars. I have to say, I wasn't bored by the show. I loved it. I thought this was a great season. I think the mystery was creepy enough and all the supernatural elements were there that it kept me guessing. I did not see that ending coming, but I kind of want to talk about, did you both forget to pay your bills? No, we did not. That's Kentucky internet for you. It's not rainy or windy or anything. So I don't know what's going on. Like, I actually was surprised by the twist ending. I didn't see that coming. And I thought it worked better than the twist ending of season 1. Like, I thought that was one of the dumbest twist endings I've seen in a show. For a show that was written so smart, I believe, like, I didn't think that twist ending in season 1 lived up to the rest of the show, because I refuse to believe that a backwoods redneck like that guy could have fooled those 2 detectives that were freaking awesome. Well, brothers, this guy again, AT&T. Yes. Dude, there's no way that you thought this was worse than season 2. Season 2 was awful. Awful. All right, let's see what Amanda's up to. Hey, what's going on, dude?
This is awful. Sorry. I'm just so mad right now. My whole vibe is off. Anyways, I don't know what you were talking about before I tried to fix
I never know what I'm talking about. So
still don't even know. I have I'm not even on the internet. right
So is
now.
your internet completely down?
It doesn't look that way, but then when I try to access StreamYard, it's saying it can't connect to my devices because of my internet's not working right. So it's not showing my mic or anything like that. So,
well, you're on your phone right now, right?
Yeah, I am.
Why don't you restart your machine? I know it sounds crazy.
No, I know. You're the IT guy. Sorry, guys, for the technical difficulties. I don't know why this keeps happening, except that I'm gonna have to call Frankfort Plant Board tomorrow and raise
call it AT&T, and you're calling Frankfort Plant Board.
I'm really
Ain't nobody
pissed
paying
off.
their bills.
Yes, it's gonna be bad. Anyway, so while we're talking about that, what were you talking about before I got? I was talking about what happened with Annie K, and then all of a sudden it just went left.
Yeah, you were talking about the murder with Annie K, but I mean, I was jumping to the idea of like the twist ending, and but I didn't say because I wanted your opinion on that ending too, and the build up to it, because you get you get little tidbits of things, like you get Navarro's past, like she suffered some PTSD, but it doesn't dive too deep into that. And keep in mind, this season was also 6 episodes instead of 8, because every episode or every season of True Detective was always 8 episodes. I don't know why. You see the connection between Danvers and the police chief, or the doctor, the ninth doctor. Omar, does Kentucky have AT&T store that is open 24/7?
Well, I don't even have that. I don't even get AT&T in my area. We literally live across town from each other. But
welcome to Kentucky.
Yeah.
My dialogue seemed to be focused on Vaughn in season 2. It was everybody. Oh no! I respectfully disagree. The dialogue was awful in season 2, and so was the plot. This at least had really interesting characters. The acting is always top notch by Jodie.
Yes,
I thought she was phenomenal. I thought it had some really good lines throughout each episode, and it kept me intrigued. Like it was that to me makes for good television. Like each episode keeps diving deeper and deeper into this mystery as to who killed this young lady, and then there's some hokiness and repetitiveness to the dialogue. I agree with that. Like, I don't know how many times I can hear Jodie Foster just yell out Navarro.
Well,
I'm sure
she can't find her half the time. I mean,
I know she's always lost. But for the most part, I completely enjoyed this season. I thought it was great. It's
yes.
Well, let's finish talking about it, and then we can rate it and then rank it amongst the other seasons.
Sounds good.
Yeah, or ask the right questions. That's the other one that kept repeating itself.
Well, that's her whole thing, though, the ask the right questions. That was the idea behind.
Yeah, and it comes full circle. But maybe if they had done it like once or twice instead of like every other episode, that's all you need, right?
I don't think it that mattered as much to me. I'm gonna try to do this. Hold on a second.
What are you gonna try to do? It's gonna be like 2 of you here. Hello. Oh wow. Okay.
This is weird.
Okay. Wow, we're gonna do that. All right, there we go.
Yeah. Anyways, yes. Are we diving into the mystery now?
Sure. Let's dive into the mystery of who killed Annie, and what is there some supernatural element? Because as we find out in the final episode, who really killed Annie were the scientists, because she was wrecking their laboratory.
Yes, they were wrecking their research. But did they? Because the way Clark, who was we find out he's a scientist, the only scientist that seemed to not die, that was escaped. So everyone thinks he's the one who killed the scientist, or at the very least, we need to figure out who knows, because he was clearly at Salal, but he survived and everyone else was dead. And that kind of becomes the focal point for Navarro and Danvers, is to go find Raymond Clark. And they also find out that he had a relationship with Annie. That's why, and not only that, but her tongue was also found on site. Why was her tongue there? Because it was removed when she was murdered. Very vicious. Clearly, like, everyone thought that someone was trying to send her a signal or a sign. Stop messing with the mines, because she was protesting against them. But according to Raymond Clark, she was also realizing that their research that they were doing to discover the origins of life or a way to save humanity was the pollution from the mines weaken the permafrost so they can actually extract the organisms. When she found out, she ruined some of the research, ruined the device that they were using. And the scientists, which seems very out of character for them, went and killed her. They stabbed her like 32 times. And then he said he had nothing to do with it. But when you look at the flashback, he finished the job. He strangled her. But that still doesn't match the video they found on her phone. Because it looked like she got like killed. Anyway,
I think that's more of a key grip or production error than an actual part of the story.
Or is it that we don't know who's really telling the truth?
You mean the story? Sometimes
like sometimes what is the reality? I think is kind of
okay. So at the very beginning, around this facility is where we see a bunch of reindeer or deer, right?
Elk. I'm gonna say elk.
Elk. It's a better choice.
Elk. Yeah.
Like jump off, right, and kill themselves. Almost like a supernatural force is calling them, just like Navarro's sister, right? And that keeps coming back to play. They keep hearing voices and disappearing, and the whole thing about nobody really leaves here, nobody ever dies, nobody truly leaves. So there's that whole mystery that kind of comes back to all of that, and then Annie's mystery.
Yes.
So let's stick with the story that we're told, because it's interesting when she figures out, everybody's having issues with their own thing, and I know these are just minor little gripes, because I mean, if we were to break down season 1, which is freaking awesome, and my favorite season 3 also has issues.
Yeah, I think we talked about that.
My biggest thing was, how in the world did Clark hide down there? Because the hatch opens up, right?
Yes.
How was he able to close the hatch and the floorboard to go on top of the hatch to hide down there when the cops came?
Well, if you go with the story, the cleaning ladies might have lowered the hatch. Or
well, no, because he had come out to get snacks, remember? She said, right. You're the person they saw, and he was like, yeah, I got hungry. So that was like the one thing I was like, wait a minute. I saw the way it works.
Yes, you're like,
there's not a string, and it's like a minor little gripe, right? Like I was like, how did he?
I don't know. There's supernatural stuff. I mean, what were the wet feet that she saw that seemed to go into nowhere, or when Navarro's seeing like Clark, like when he talked about time as a flat circle, and then she's like walking around in Salal, and it's dark and creepy. And then she sees like what we think with the beginning of the season, right? Where he goes, and it looks like something taking over him, and he goes, she's awake. Like, is she actually seeing that in real time, or is she just like having a vision and she's just seeing things? There's a lot of strange elements that are going on throughout the season. Mostly happening to these two women, pretty much.
Yeah, because much like previous seasons, you always have somebody that believes and somebody that doesn't believe, right? Like you have the non-believer, and you have the one that believes. And in this case, in this season, it's Navarro that believes in the afterlife and believing in hearing voices and seeing visions and following these visions and finding out her name through these visions, which comes to play later on. Yeah. So as we find out, there was a scientist that killed Annie, and once confronted with the people that killed the scientist, because it was the cleaning ladies, that staff, and the way that Danvers figured it out, she's like, wait, somebody was holding on to the hatch. Let's find out who was holding on. I don't know how she was going to get fingerprints or anything. So she's very lucky that the handprint was of that one lady that had the fingers. So they go and confront them. And that scene was, I don't know about anybody else. I was like, oh my gosh, what the hell are these ladies gonna do to these two police officers? Because they just kept coming in the house, and it was one of those uncomfortable scenes that I'm like, are they gonna kill them? Like, y'all better tell them, like, no, it's all good.
We're not gonna do anything to
So
you guys?
so she asked to tell him a story. Tell us the story of what happened. And they tell him, yeah, we ran in there and we killed them all. We forced them all outside, go inside of a truck, back of a semi. They pull out in the middle of nowhere, make them take their clothes off and let her take them. Whoever her is.
Mother or let that be the deciding factor. And I guess she decided for them because they'd said that wasn't their story. They didn't do the ears, the tongue. Yeah, they're like, we didn't do any of that. So basically what happened is these ladies were all cleaning ladies at Salal. And while they were working there, that's when they uncovered what had happened to Annie. Because after Annie's murder, pretty much they couldn't find anything. It was a closed cold case, essentially, which obviously didn't sit well with Navarro, and Danvers had moved on from it. We find out that after her body was, mutilated by the scientist, that Pete Pryor's father, Hank, was asked to pretty much dispose of her, move the body, and then he cut her tongue out as if to help kind of change the story so that it would further hide that the scientist had anything to do with it. And he moved it away because it was found somewhere else. It was found in the caves, I believe, or was it found in the mine? It was found somewhere else, not at Salal Station, which is where she was murdered. And so, of course, no one would have any reason to look there, right? And Hank was being promised chief of police by the lady of this company. I don't remember the name of the company, but it's the same company. It's the mine company that's also owned by the company that was running things in season 1. So there is that connection because there is the connection. Yes, there is the connection of the spiral cult. The spirals were very prominent, which also goes the whole idea of time is a flat circle. But they were prominent in season 1. You see them again. You see the beast that maybe is in season 1 that maybe the cult was worshiping in this season. It's like a fossilized dinosaur
it definitely looks like a dinosaur, right? That's what I saw.
Makes sense. It's Alaska. That thing would be hidden under there.
Does it make sense in Alaska to have a plesiosaurus, right? Is that what it is?
Plesiosaur. Yeah, plesiosaur. Yes. So so that's some of the connections of this to season 1. There's a lot of the same symbolism in season 1 that you see in this as well. So you can, and of course with Russell's father also being, it's very quick and fast, that connection, but I think there's a reason they put that there so that we could start to tie the connections to season 1 and season 4. So essentially these women are solving 2 mysteries at once. What happened to the Salal scientist? And then also this cold case, what happened to Annie K. And throughout the episode, throughout the season, they're dealing with their own stuff. We learn that Jodie Foster lost, I'm assuming, her husband and her child to some type of a car accident. And it was her young son. And she's been left with her stepdaughter. They have a tumultuous relationship. Her stepdaughter does the things probably that she shouldn't be doing. Like making videos with underage girls, things like that.
What the hell? I mean, it's got to be boring up there,
Well, I mean, I was like, what else do you do up there? What are people?
What else do you do? You read a damn book is what you do up there, man.
What is the future if you lived up there? I don't know. Anyone who lives in those areas, tell me. Meanwhile, you have Navarro, who is not only dealing with, she has her own trauma. Her mother clearly dealt with some psychological issues that have been, she believes, passed down to herself and her sister Julia. We later see her sister Julia let the ice take her. She submits to her mental illness, escapes from a rehab center that Navarro had put her in, and walks into the frozen ocean and is found dead later. So Navarro's dealing with those issues, as well as she was also in the military prior and dealing with some of that stuff. So she has her own stuff going on. Then you have the minor characters of Danvers, like Lieutenant Pete Pryor. Of course, him and his father don't really get along all that way. His father, hits him, and there's a very strange relationship between the two of them, even though they both work for the police. He got pregnant with a woman before marriage, and they have a beautiful little baby. But there is this, he works all the time, and she's trying to go to school, become a nurse. And there's this whole tumultuous relationship between all of that going on. So everyone has their own stuff they're dealing with while also trying to solve these central mysteries. But all of it kind of starts to get, I guess, resolved in a way, maybe not so much in Hank's favor, but in everyone else's favor, I guess, in some ways, where Jodie Foster's character goes from being a non-believer, I guess, to almost a believer, if you will. She almost goes through her own like baptism by fire in the last episode, where she starts seeing the visions, like little by little, she hears voices, and she heard the she's awake thing, and she gets these hints that something's there, but just doesn't want to believe it because she can't believe that, you know, it's hard for her to believe that her son's not with her anymore. But then she goes out into the ice and thinks she hears her son, ends up falling into the water. And I was like, God, I mean, we saw what happened to Titanic. You just die if you enter water that cold. That's insane. But she is saved by Navarro, and Navarro helps nurse her back to health over that long night. And she becomes like a believer of sorts. Right. And then Navarro herself.
She does that. She asks, like, what did he say?
What did he say? Yeah, because Navarro had a vision of her son, and Navarro never met her son because I guess they worked together before all of that. And she saw in one of her visions early on a young boy with a stuffed polar bear with one eye, which is what her son had. And he said he sees her. He's like, I see you. Or I tell her I see you. Yeah, I was like, oh God. That was really rough.
Dude, and Foster killed it. Like when she was like, you don't talk about my son. I don't believe in it. If you want to walk out there, you walk out there and do whatever the hell you want to, but you don't say his name. And her delivery of like, you know, I'm all out of mercy. I thought that was really good. I mean, Foster practically, like the way she holds her gun and runs, really is practically the same kind of character that she played in Silence of the Lambs. What's her name? Clarice, right? Yeah, and the way like that reminded me of the character of Clarice. It's one of those roles that really defines you as an actor. Like she was so good in that. I mean, she was great in this. Loved it.
Yeah. But yeah, and then the season ends with kind of like a flash forward. So, and let's not forget Raymond Clark ended up also committing suicide.
He just walked out there.
Yeah, he walked out there. Yeah, so he also committed suicide. But we have Danvers being interrogated by some, I guess, I don't know if they're federal agents, but they are some federal agents of some kind. Basically, they're asking her about,
very similar to season 1, right? Like when they were asking
Russ, what's going on?
Yeah. And because I feel like every season starts like this, except for this one. This one didn't start like in present day. It started like the whole story was linear.
Yep. What happens in Night Country, in a place where I think it was the beginning quote where even God doesn't dare like tread or something like that. I think is what the quote said. And yeah, when you're in this kind of that kind of a place where it is dark all the time and there's this vast nothingness beyond.
And then, they're asking about Navarro, and she was like, do you believe the rumors that she disappears and people see her? And she brings back the whole thing. Well, nobody really leaves. Yeah. And it's kind of left open. She's drinking a mug that says Hawaii. It's almost like the clues are there, but not really. And honestly, I like that. Like, I know, like
some people want answers. Yeah.
Yeah, and I get it, right? I mean, I get it. Oh my God, I get it. Especially in horror movies. Everybody wants an answer in horror movies. I cannot stand that was one of my problems with American horror movies. It's like everybody wants an answer and everything's explained. Everything is spoon-fed to you. Oh, they're doing this because it's a witch ritual, and this is why. This is how long they've been doing it. This is why I like foreign horror flicks, because I don't need an explanation of everything.
Makes it creepier that way.
It absolutely makes it creepier. I didn't need an explanation for the tongue. Sure, it could have been one of the cops that are like, maybe they read somewhere that this is a message. I didn't need that explanation there, but I'm curious what you thought about this. What's up, Richard? How are you, buddy?
Richard.
And everybody that's watching. What did not? Okay, let's talk about the things that didn't work for you in this season.
Yeah, sure.
What did not work for you?
So I think parts that didn't work were some of the side stories, like what was going on with her stepdaughter, right? And her weird relationship with her girlfriend that was barely there. But then we get that one scene where she's at the protest and she's attacked and her girlfriend flees. And it's like, I felt like it wasn't that earned because you don't see them enough together to justify like, oh, this is like a relationship. Like she's really into it. It's very brief. We know that the protests are going on in the mines, and that's something that I guess we had to see it through her eyes since the police weren't obviously going to be a part of the protest, but then Navarro kind of was. So I don't know if we needed that piece. So there's just some of those extraneous stories that I think maybe took you away from the main plot that I don't know if necessarily was needed for the story itself to be still be effective, right? Except I guess to see, maybe to see Danvers and her growth and acceptance, because she had a very strange relationship with her stepdaughter, where her stepdaughter even really believed, like she didn't act like she was her mother.
Was the stepdaughter like, oh my gosh. Okay, so this goes back to that one case where Navarro shoots that guy and right, Wheeler. And then you hear the baby in the background. So what baby is that?
Again,
at first I thought it was the stepdaughter, but I'm like, oh, that doesn't add up because that time doesn't add up because she already had her own child then.
Yeah.
So, or is that the baby that she took it? Like, I was a little confused by that.
No, because even Navarro said that he looked like her. So it's definitely
even though
it's because it's definitely her child. So
I'm with
Again, that's one of those like.
At first, I thought it was her baby, like Wheeler's baby too, but that time doesn't add up, right? Because she looked a little bit older there, and obviously taking Navarro's age, right?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know, and that's another thing, like the Wheeler storyline. Bringing that, like, I don't think necessarily know if that really needed to have a place in the women. Both women individually already had their own trauma. I don't know if we needed necessarily that storyline, because I felt like it kept, because there was a really weird part in the penultimate episode where Pete is grilling Danvers. Is it Liz? Yeah, Liz Danvers. And he's grilling her about that thing. And she's like, ask the right questions. He says, now you're asking the right questions. About whether or not they actually killed Wheeler, and that he didn't commit suicide, that he was actually killed by them. And
he said it was a murder-suicide.
Yeah,
was it?
It just felt like it came out of nowhere. I don't necessarily like how Pete's story was resolved either. I thought it was too quick and too easy. And so for those, because I don't think we talked about it, so Hank Pryor, which is his father, the one we find out was
that actor.
Yeah, he's a great actor. Great. He's been kind of he sabotaged the whole Annie K case. He was actually paid, or I guess promised things by the mining company. Please dispose of his body. We'll make you chief of police. Never happened. So obviously all that stuff, he was supposed to be chief of police, never really happened. And he then is told by these same people, you need to get rid of this Otis gentleman that they had found, who was also living in the caves with Clark, who is kind of a junkie. And they're like, you need to kill him because he knows too much about what's going on. And he does go because Liz takes that guy out of the hospital because she needs him to take them through the mines. And when Hank shows up, she clearly knows he's there to kill Otis. He does kill Otis, but at the same time, then Pete shows up, and then Pete kills his dad. And that was unexpected. And again, it was weird because at the same time, he was just like, almost like reconciling his dad, because he came to his dad when his wife kicked him out. So it was very weird how his story was handled. And I know that stuff like that is messy in general, and then like the ending where he's supposed to dispose of his father's body. And I like the way Rose did it. How he had to be the
Oh
one.
my God, when she was like, turn around.
And he's like,
He's
no, I
like,
want to
no.
watch
She's like, you want to watch me cut your father apart and
stuff.
like take the air out of his lungs so he can sink. Oh, that was so good. Like the delivery, and I thought that was great. I love that part.
Yes,
I had the same problem with this season. I think it was, first of all, cut down to 6 episodes. You already have a great cast with Jodie Foster. You have a newcomer, that young lady that played Navarro.
Talent, yeah.
And then you could just add all these characters. And I understand, I get it, because it is hard to tell a story like this, a believable story, because you're not going to explain everything, because you are just taking a part of someone's life during this particular time where you do have these characters. I mean, if you think about your job, like how many people come in and out of your job, right? You're not going to sit there and break down each and every one of these characters. You have a past with some of them you don't get along with, and it's just kind of understood, right?
Yes.
But they did keep going back to this Wheeler case, the Annie case. So they should have just focused on the Annie case. But I guess if you're going to build the whole relationship between Navarro and Danvers, then you have to be like, okay, this is what brought them together, and they split apart, and that's why Danvers refuses to cooperate with Navarro. And so maybe that's why they kept doing it. The young guy and his dad, I actually like that part. I kind of liked where it ended. I don't need to know anything else about this kid, where she was like, oh, did you think that was the hard part? Like killing your father and sinking him to the bottom of this ocean? No, the hard part comes next. I thought that was great. I thought the delivery was really good, and it's a really good and powerful speech. That kind of ends with him holding the baby in his arm, right? And thinking about probably all the mistakes that he made. But just so many characters. You already have all these scientists with hard ass names to freaking pronounce. You have Annie. You have all these all these ladies that live up there. It was so hard to follow. I had to watch the episodes twice sometimes.
Same, yeah.
To keep up with and put the freaking subtitles on, because I had a hard time understanding what they were saying at times. And I don't think that's because of my age. I just think because they are speaking some of them are speaking in their native tongue. And I'm like, oh, okay, I didn't miss anything. They were speaking in the native tongue. Or whenever she learns her name, I totally missed that. I was like, oh, your name is this. And I'm like, what did she say?
Yeah. Or like the guy they had to go visit. What is his name?
We didn't need any of that, right?
Yeah,
it's almost like
him for no reason.
Red herring. It's a weird red herring of like maybe that's the crumbs they should be following instead of the breadcrumbs that are laid over here. I had issues with that because I think unlike all the other seasons were pretty straightforward. Even season 2 was pretty straightforward, easier to follow. This was so all over the place. And I don't think it was because it was like, oh, I'm gonna psych people out with this supernatural element I'm just gonna throw in here. I think it's because, okay, you're following those 3 seasons that are regarded as some of the best television, and you have to outsmart the viewer, which they did. I did not see that.
I did not.
I don't know about anybody else, but I didn't see that in the cleaning ladies did it. What?
I was not expecting that at all.
And because that still doesn't explain that line that the guy delivered going, this is not how people die when they're frozen to death. And that goes back to the supernatural element of like, well, maybe she did take them.
I mean, they said it wasn't their story to tell. They were just going to let them walk out into the
ice. Or it could just be a story. I dig that. Okay. Yeah, it was bloated with characters. And unfortunately, some of them couldn't act.
Well,
some of those characters that I think they're new to acting. I don't know.
Which one?
Like some of these ladies here, including the lady telling the story.
I think they might be new to acting. Yeah.
I think it's great. But I found their lines hard to believe. Not so much the dialogue that was written for the story, but the delivery of the lines were just not good and made it not believable and made it almost hokey, especially the way she delivered it with a smile, half a smile on her face. Yeah, didn't dig it.
But it was still an interesting.
I still think this is one of my favorite seasons. I really enjoyed it. I thought this was far above season 2.
Far above season 2.
I think this is an 8 out of 10. I really liked it.
Yeah.
What would you give it? I'm sorry, I should have let you go.
No. I mean, yeah, I enjoyed the season a lot. I didn't mind I rewatched a couple of the episodes because yes, they had a lot of red herrings, and I was trying to figure out. And of course, also once I realized it was tied to season 1 in some loose way, based off of like some of the characters and the themes, and of course, the company and things like that. I was trying to go back and look for clues, so I would rewatch a lot of the episodes to do that. But I think I really enjoyed a lot of what and it's very similar to what the other stories are trying to tell. You know, these idea of these people that start in a certain place and they have to overcome the certain issues that they're dealing with. And it's just, you're using this case or this heightened sense of supernatural elements to get over and kind of heal yourself in a way, which is what happens to both these women by the end of the season. Because yeah, it was important to know like who was the central, like who killed who, and it still may not even all be
but
true.
I really like the line about justice, right?
Yes.
That was good. Like,
because justice was served, I'll say that much. I mean, the mines closed down, right? Because before Raymond Clark died, Navarro made him film a confession video saying they knew that the mine was polluting, but they went along with it. They falsified documents.
Well, that got cleaned up really quick too.
Yeah, right. Yeah, he
must have been like wiping his blood off.
Yeah.
Yeah. What would you give this season then? I give it an 8 out of 10. That was excellent. That was really good.
Yeah, I think 8 out of 10 is solid for me as well. I think Craig's Inquisitor clearly did not like it. I think you're looking at elements you don't want to like, but I think there's like when I think about the supernatural elements, there's like the guy at the rifle. He's talking about the guy on the rifle. I think that stuff serves a purpose.
Another one of those bloated characters I didn't need.
Yeah, I mean, but at the same time, they're there to give you that aura of this is a area that the supernatural runs high for whatever reason, like because of their belief systems that are ancient and older than any of us. And they have their certain beliefs. They have their certain ways of thinking. And this is a mystical, I mean, it's Alaska. It's set in a place that is a very unexplored.
That was a good line when she was like, this place was here longer than before it was called Alaska. Foster, dude, Foster, she's so good.
Exactly. But yeah, I mean, Alaska is a very, for all the explored parts of it, still very unexplored parts. There's so much mystery to it. And I think that those elements help bring that to the theme or what we're the aura or the essence of what we're trying to see in this entire season. Because then you have like the more grounded, like in season 1, it's a more grounded. We're like in this
by the end.
Yeah, but then by the end, we're like in space, and I don't even know what was happening or what was going on. But you know what I mean? Like,
I don't care. McConaughey told me on that.
Dude,
like so good in that season.
Gothic horror, if you will. This is
it was
right different.
Have you seen Fargo? That's a good show too. I really like Fargo. I haven't seen the new season.
Yes. I haven't seen the new season either. I forgot.
Season 3, maybe actually I haven't seen the last 2 seasons. Season 3 and 4, solid.
Yeah. But I'll tell you, Jodie Foster. I think I texted you I texted you after I watched the season finale. It's like I didn't think I could love like Jodie Foster even more than I already did.
I mean, she's always been. I remember when she was in Silence of the Lambs. I remember people like making fun of her character because they didn't find her character believable the way she was holding her gun when it was dark. Have you seen Silence of the Lambs? I know you're not a horror fan. That's why I'm asking.
No, because again, I'm not a horror fan.
Oh God. Okay, never mind then. Never mind.
Except for snippets. I mean, you're talking about a film that is
over. I know it's out there.
30 years old. It's over 30 years old. I think I'm okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I really like this one. Not as good as season 3.
No, yeah, season 3.
Season 3 to me was just peak. I loved it. I think season 1 is still regarded as the best for people.
I honestly think it's season 3. I would put season 3 above season 1.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah,
dude, I hated Panic Room so much. I'm sorry.
Why was it Kristen Stewart? Because of Kristen.
I have a funny story about that too. About
Panic Room.
About Panic Room and Kristen Stewart. I was in the theater watching it, right? And I felt like such a jackass because I had never seen Kristen Stewart in anything. Because I think that was like one of her earlier acting roles. And I thought it was a boy. So at one point in the movie, Jodie Foster's like talking to the guys that broke into her house, and she's like, "Hey, my daughter needs her medication." And I remember in the theater, I was such a jackass. I was like, "Oh my gosh, that's a chick? I thought it was a guy." And I made like people laugh, and it was totally unintentional. It just kind of came out. Season 3 was great. Season 1 is legendary. Season 2, I think, is season 2 is awful, dude. Awful. Like,
I've tried several times.
Is a horrible actor. Could not carry any of that script. It had moments. It did have moments. I do remember like the shootout episode, which I think
I think you mentioned it earlier.
To bring people back. But I couldn't. No, I tried. I rewatched season 1 a couple of years ago, and I was like, maybe I'm giving season 2 a hard time. And I went back to rewatch season 2, and it was awful. I couldn't do it.
I've tried several times to start and stop that. It's hard.
Season 1 was good though. I really like season 1. Favorite Jodie Foster performance?
I'm just kidding.
I mean, The Accused, which she won an Oscar for, right? It was
The Accused is really good.
I mean, it's a rough watch. I watched that with my dad just recently. He had never seen it, and it's a rough watch. Like, especially that pinball scene. If you've seen it, oh my gosh! I mean, it's pretty detailed.
Yeah.
Season 1 made Fukunaga. He's doing Masters of Air. Help me out here, man.
I just said it.
Death Rattle did not like Death Rattle, who loves Chevy Chase. It's terrible. Not sure what you guys.
I mean, I enjoyed it.
Watching this.
I know I like a lot of things you all just don't like, so I'm used to that.
Oh, I'm a grown ass man. I don't give a fuck what nobody likes. I don't care.
I mean, I really did.
There's a bunch. Look, there's a bunch of stuff that people love that I don't, and I think as long as people like it, all that matters is that people still like it. And they're finding enjoyment in things. That's awesome. Yes, exactly. Don't even get me started on comic books, because oh my god, there's so many people angry about comics, and I'm like, what? There's so much goodness in comic books. Elysium was pretty good too. Elysium.
Was he in Elysium? She was in Elysium. That's with Matt Damon, right? Right.
I'm trying to think. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think she was. Will you two be watching Dune 2, and have you read the book? I love the book. Absolutely love the book. I really enjoyed the first one. I think we will. I don't know. March is my birthday month. I'm making Amanda watch a bunch of shit that's
next week. So we will be. Well, we will be. I want to see it. I've heard that it's a visual masterpiece. And after those costumes, man, that they all wore to that premiere, who doesn't want to see that movie? I mean, Zendaya looked like a pretty hot robot.
Did she? No, did she? Dude, Anna Taylor-Joy's in it, and Florence Pugh. Just battle of the hotness, man. I'm
Austin
in.
Butler,
Oh yeah, battle of the hotness is Austin Butler. That's all I need.
What are they called? Twinks? Is that what you call those little boys?
What?
What do you call little skinny boys?
I don't know what fanfic you're writing. I don't know. I was talking about Florence Pugh and Anna Taylor-Joy.
The only problem is I can't. We usually see them on Thursdays, but I will be in.
Oh, you're out of town, aren't you?
Next week, yeah. So we'll have to see it over the weekend, and then probably do like a Sunday review.
Wait a minute now. Who is this?
Whoa.
Who's that, Amanda? I'm gonna have to look up this lady.
I don't know.
Blas, come on now.
I feel like that is sacrilegious on this show.
Leia,
she is gorgeous.
Say, dude, let me see what she looks like, though.
Why does she look kind of like Florence Pugh in some of her pictures?
All right, let me
Oh,
do.
she said blue is the warmest color. Okay.
Okay. Oh, I like her face.
Well, I say she in some of her pictures, she looks like Florence Pugh.
Yeah, nah, I don't know, man. That's a tough call. I may have to see her in motion pictures, you know. I sound like an old man. Man. Oh, she's the newest Bond girl.
Oh, nice. No,
Okay.
she's really
All right,
pretty.
Bloss to each their own, much like
She's my age. Dang, good for
oh, she's
her. And
old
has
as
one
shit,
child.
All right, let me catch up with the chat. You know I love you. Elysium is good. By the way, Omar, your trade waiting. No, I actually read Ultimate Spider-Man 1 and 2 back to back just now with my wife. We were reading it together. Oh my god, it's so good. And I'm like, I really want to review it because I want to talk about it to people. And I can't talk about it because it spoils things. Oh, it's so good. Because I'm like, wait a minute. Does this mean that everybody else in this world, like I haven't read Ultimate Black Panther or Ultimate X-Men, but I'm excited to talk about it. My rating for best season to worst. So your favorite season is season 3, season 1, then season 4, then season 2. I think that's a fair assessment. I think
that's a fair assessment.
A fair assessment. We'd be what? Yes, we will. Season 4 just seemed to be very divisive. You either love it or hate it. That's so weird. There's no in between. Sounds of That is my favorite film. She is great. Inside Man is awesome with Denzel Washington. Did enjoy Elysium. I'm gonna rewatch Dune before I rewatch Dune 2.
Yeah, I need to rewatch Dune. You'll understand when Dune.
I don't understand.
It was day release because it was back in the COVID days, and it came out the day I gave birth to my second child. And my husband and I made the mistake of trying to watch it on HBO Max while I was recovering from birth, and he was tired because we're trying to feed a newborn child who barely slept. And so it took me like a few months to properly watch the first Dune movie because of just when it came out, how it came out, all that stuff. So I do want to rewatch it. I would love to go to like one of the showings where you could watch both at the same time.
Yeah. Oh my God. Melanie found a Lord of the Rings showing. Director's cut. All 3 Lord of the Rings.
Where?
$12 at the movie tavern. Movie tavern, dude. And I was like, I said, are you sure you want to do that, baby?
Yes.
I'm like,
you can eat there. You could go to the bathroom. It's not like we haven't seen it. So we can eat there.
But it's like, but my wife, she hates movies. Like,
yeah, I know. She don't like
I could do it. I wanted to do it. And I'm like, $12. She's like, yeah, if I get bored, we can walk out of the first one. I'm like, I'm not walking out of the first one. I'm reading the book for the first time and then watching both movies. Oh, you haven't seen the movies, brother? Dude, they're so good. I'm excited to experience. I read the first book when I was in the 8th grade, and then again, or the book, I'm sorry, when I was a junior. And I haven't read it since then, since I was a junior. That's been, oh my God, almost 30 years ago. But I did read recently the graphic novel, which is an adaptation of the book.
Oh, that's solid. Yeah, I read Dune a long, long time ago. It is not.
Oh my God, the world building in Dune was like, it's.
We do have the audiobook because Corey had gotten so I'm tempted to go back and listen to the audiobook.
Who's the narrator or the voice?
You're gonna ask me that?
The man. You know what's funny, James? That's one of my picks actually is the Alien movies. I'm gonna let the viewers vote for the Alien movies we watch.
I assumed Alien would be
Aliens is gonna win. Aliens is gonna win. There's no way Aliens doesn't win. I felt like the characters were the weakest part of the books and the movie. Are we talking about the Dune books?
I think so.
Gareth Edwards has been tabbed to direct the next Jurassic. Oh God!
I can't believe we have another
movie coming. Is the new James Bond girl better? She was in the James Bond movies. She's cute, man. I'm seeing Dune 2 Sunday night. This Sunday? It comes out this Sunday?
No, next Sunday. It does not come out this Sunday. Next Sunday. Because if it did, we would go see it.
Florence, getting that nose ring off was pudding.
Oh, you're not going to like me, Blas, when I get my nose ring then in a couple weeks.
Sorry, Blas. Apparently, women can do whatever the hell they want to. I ordered Fantastic Four Omnibus Volumes 2 and 3 from CGN. Dude, 2 is so
nice.
Good.
Oh, there's an early viewing on Sunday? Damn.
I'm glad I'm enjoying Hickman again after slugging through some of his Yeah, his ongoing X-Men was okay. I liked House and Powers of X, but I'm enjoying the crap out of Spider-Man. I thought it was so good, man. And there were a couple lines that I'm like, oh, that just hit hard. I was like, oh, that's so beautiful. Especially when she's, no, that's a spoiler. Never mind. HBO Max, same day release. Is Omar getting into single issues? I am not. My wife is. She started a folder. She's nuts.
That's crazy.
Same with GVK. What's GVK, brother? I'm so glad Omar and Melanie are loving the Ultimate Spider-Man. I remember you saying you were going to be cautiously optimistic after the Marvel panel. I was, yeah. Amanda and I were there at the Marvel panel, and it still feels different than the way that Hickman described it.
Yeah.
Dude, that Conan, one of my favorite reads this year. It's so good. Hickman is doing a great job of Spider-Man. Not liking the Ultimate Goblin suit. Yeah, but it feels, I don't want to spoil it. Damn it. Feels like the movies, right? I never liked that. End of Evangelion. Dude, I saw that. My buddy Bryant messaged me saying the end of Evangelion is going to be played at the movie theaters. And it's cute because Amanda's kid is getting into anime. And then I was like, oh, they're playing new anime or old anime at the theaters. Oh, the end of Evangelion. Yeah, she's not ready for that. I am
not ready for that.
Little girl.
Yeah, we're going to go see the Demon Slayer movie tomorrow. That's what we're doing because she loves Demon Slayer. So now I have watched it along with Spy Family. And now Mashley, which to me is
that's
a
hilarious.
version of Harry Potter.
I can't wait for your tattoos. I can't wait for your tattoos of the One Piece flag over here. I'm gonna get a tattoo of the goddamn drill on my arm, man. I've been wanting
to get the Berserk symbol. You can't make up your mind.
It's gonna be on my body forever, man.
I know.
You eat there and go to the bathroom. Amanda likes to find her things.
It's a fantastic theater. Omar knows. We saw Gernlog in there.
No, I got recognized in that theater.
That's true. They stopped you.
And he was like, "You need anything, man? You want popcorn? What do you need, man?"
Yeah, it was great. Yes.
I may ask for a footrest, maybe a massage. $12 for all three. Yeah, Melanie found that deal, and I was like, "Oh, that's tempting." I did when the first I was going to, but I couldn't find a friend of mine that wanted to go to see the 3 movies before The Hobbit came out. True Detective is over. I know it's only 6 episodes, man, not 8.
Yeah, it's quick.
Melanie should do a video on her single issues haul. Good. She should. It's adorable. She's got like, and you know what's cute? She texted me. She went to the comic book store today. I didn't even know. And she texted me. She's like, "I'm gonna pick these up." And I was like, "Baby, that's the same issue. It's just a variant cover." Like she had the same comic book, but it was a variant cover. I was like, "How do you not know this?" World building is great, dude. Yeah. I watched the first episode and said no. What? What's wrong? You didn't like my girl Navarro jumping on top of that dude with her muscular legs, Ryan? That turned you off? That wasn't for you, Ryan, because I was all about it.
Or was it Jodie Foster?
I texted Amanda and I was like, yo, that girl's got some legs, man. I didn't like the audiobook for Dune. They have different voice actor for characters, but it's not the same voice actor, huh?
Interesting. Yeah. I haven't listened to it. I just know we have it to listen to if we wanted to.
No, I get to see Dune 2 at Frankfort screening this Sunday, next town over. Oh, that's what's up. Godzilla versus Kong.
Yeah, that comes out soon.
I lied to my wife. We were watching the trailer. And I'm like, this is the sequel to Godzilla -1. And she's like, no, it's not. And I was like, yes, it is. Look. She's like, oh my God, that is Godzilla. And I'm like, see, I told you. But she didn't know. Any more updates on the sequels, either Joker or the Batman? Oh, yeah. So Amanda told me the Joker sequel has a $200 million budget.
The first Joker was just 80 million. Was Joaquin Phoenix and Lady Gaga that much more expensive that it cost them?
No, Lady Gaga's like, I could be touring. I don't need to be Harley
value of the Joker Folie à Deux. What is the production value of this movie? Why is it $200 million? What are they gonna do? And will they recoup that money? Because what did the first Joker?
Oh, you know they will. People love the first one. How much did the first one make? That's another difference of opinion. I didn't like the first Joker.
I also didn't care for the Joker, but people loved it, and we did not like it.
The sub interview made me, dude. That Conan, Roberto de la Torre.
It made like domestically 300. Okay, the first one domestically only made. Well, okay, it made.
Doesn't matter about domestic. How much did it make worldwide?
Over $1 million or over $1 billion.
They're gonna get their money. Plus, got Lady Gaga, Yeah, the music in the new Dune movie, the 1984 Dune movie, had better music.
Oh,
Wow, Ryan, really?
hot take. I don't know.
I actually like the new score. That's one thing I didn't complain about. Was I hate when music is slowed down, and they did it in True Detective when she's laying there dying, freezing to death, and they started playing the Beatles, "Shaking a
Oh,
Baby,"
they slow
and I was like,
down.
"It slowed down." I'm like, "Oh no,
You
this was
hate that.
going good so far."
Like when Madam Web slowed down the Billie Eilish song that's in the opening of this season, every episode, the Bury Your Friend, I think is what it's called.
Which also
And
played in Madam Web, right? Like,
yeah, it did. I was like, oh, Madam Web roots everything.
yeah, that's all I kept thinking about. I was like, "Oh no, Madam Web." What TV shows y'all watching? I got Apple Plus. Been watching Slow Horses. Amanda was sweet enough to borrow my Apple Plus so I could watch
Masters of the Air.
Masters of the Air. Yeah, I'm really excited to watch that.
I've been watching that every Friday as it's been coming out, and it's pretty solid. It's good. It's weird.
I haven't seen any because I'm gonna binge
Butler
watch
in it though.
What's that?
Like it's weird seeing Austin Butler in it.
Well, I mean, come on. It was weird to see Ross in Band of Brothers.
That's true. I forgot.
Like, he was still in Friends as Ross. And I remember it took me out of it. I was like, "Oh, this was such a good show. Why is this idiot in here?" I never liked Ross. And the actor's okay. I'm sure he's a good human being. But yes, I remember when he showed up in Band of Brothers, I was like, "This is why. Why would they do this?" There was somebody else that showed up in the Pacific that took me out of it. Almost like Ed Sheeran in Game of Thrones.
Oh God, yeah. What a weird cameo.
Yeah, weird cameo, man. Apple's killing it.
Like when Taylor Swift shows up in Deadpool and Wolverine.
Please don't do that. Please don't do that. Please. Apple's killing it. I like the morning show. If y'all haven't seen it,
yeah,
Master of Airs is great. I'm gonna check out Constellation very soon.
Shrinking is one of my favorite movies, TV shows.
Which one?
Sorry. Shrinking with Harrison Ford and Jason Segel.
You really like that movie.
I love that. I love that. I love that show. I love it.
Okay, I need to watch Slow Horses. I guess I need to get on that.
I see it and I never watch it. I should watch it.
I didn't see Ultimate Bullseye. I did see him fighting Kingpin. I thought that was interesting. Yeah, Melanie's a floppy lover now. Dude, she does. And then she's like, I had to order some comics for her. I'm like, "You want me to order comics online?" I'm like, "This is the home of collected editions." She's like, "I need these. I'm missing the Batman issues and I'm missing these Ultimate Spider-Man." It was like a different cover. Variant covers are dangerous territory. Oh, I know, brother. Didn't even finish the first episode. Felt like a snooze. First episode, which one, man?
Of what?
Of what? Sean, talk to me, brother.
I know
I'm still lost on the current anime. I'm still watching Demon Slayer and Dr. Stone. Dr. Stone's another one that she would like. Okay. That's one that Lydia liked.
Okay.
I like Ninja Kamui so far. Very violent. I need to finish Blue-Eyed Samurai. That was so good. It's only 6 episodes.
Yeah.
Where are y'all fellow haters earlier? Where were all y'all fellow haters? They're always been here. I don't know how long these Ultimate books supposed to last. I wonder if they all supposed to be like temporary thing until that universe gets fixed. What, Phil? Where have you been, Phil?
I know. I don't think you watched True Detective.
200 million on what? Just actor salaries? That's crazy. That's a lot of money.
I mean, there's no reason these is it the special effects? I mean, I know there's
if I was Lady Gaga, I'd be like, "I made $200 million last weekend on my tour. What's up?"
She's not. Yeah, you're true.
She's not Taylor Swift.
Well, Taylor's a billionaire.
She's not Taylor Swift.
She's a billionaire, but I mean,
she's a billionaire. $100 million for Lady. That's Lady Gaga, man. You know
it must be. I don't think. I think it has to do with the heightened dream sequences and stuff. I imagine because there's like song and dance numbers. I mean, choreographers are expensive. The additional extras, I'm sure, are expensive. CGI and special. I don't know. I honestly, maybe Batman will show up. Who knows? He's still a kid, though, isn't he? Who knows?
No. You know who I hope shows up? I really hope Ezra Miller shows up as the Flash.
Like just pops in wrong universe and then pops back out.
We live in a society. We live in a society. Is that what he said? What was the line the Joker says? We live in a society, right?
Yeah, we live in a society.
Melanie, can you please also find deals on Omnis? This Omar guy makes us spend lots of money. I'm so sorry. I think Godzilla -1 is the perfect companion piece to Oppenheimer. Ooh. When is the Oscars?
That is the mid-March. So we'll have to do
my birthday month.
I know you'll have to just deal with
take a pause on the Oscars there.
We are going to be, we're going to have to do a segment on the Oscars because I'm actually excited for this year's Oscars.
What do you mean we have? This is my birthday month. We ain't got to do anything.
I have to do things I didn't want to do on my birthday month.
Oh, yeah, like what?
Aquaman 2. No one said I wanted to review
You were really excited about Aquaman 2.
Was I? I don't think so.
Phoenix got $20 million for Joker 2, I believe. $20 million? Wow.
Man. Still not as much as RTJ.
And another thing I hate about True Detective. Yes, me too. I agree with that.
We can agree on there.
Twist and shout. That's what I was just getting. I hated that. Seinfeld voice. 200 millions. What's the deal with that? Shonda Sook. Movies getting to be too damn expensive. That's what happens when they rework a contract, man. And guess who's having to pay the price? Sony, because they're going to be selling physical media. And that's a good segue.
For physical media.
Masters of Air seems like a dad show. Shonda Sook, you know I love you, but you're out of line. You are.
I mean, I guess it is.
You are true. You are. There's a lot of fact behind that.
About World War II, it is a dad show. Maybe a grandpa show at this point. I mean,
me and my dad are going to watch it together.
I mean, I know that Band of Brothers is my stepdad's favorite. He's a grandfather now. So
dude, oh my God, I love Band of Brothers. That's such a good show.
God, that was me and Corey just like binge watched.
I watch Band of Brothers every couple of years. And every goddamn time that the real Corporal Winter shows up at the very end. And he starts talking about his grandson asking him, were you a hero in World War II? And he says, no, but I served in the company of them. I fucking lose it every time. I cry like a baby. I don't care how many times. That old man, I know he's gone now. He passed away just a few years back. I think, did gonorrhea pass away too? I think he might. I think that's it. Yeah, Easy Company's gone. I think they're all gone.
Shame.
It's crazy because when that came out in 2001, they were all, not all of them, but most of them from the show that were portrayed in the show were still alive.
Yeah.
Post a video about Floppy on TikTok. Oh, I'm going to get her to do that. Blue Eye Samurai. It is. I'm so happy Netflix has announced the second season. I cannot wait for that. I think it's awesome that Melanie's into single issues. She is. She went hard. Excited for Shogun starring Hiroyuki Sanada on FX. I try and hold off variant covers and hope that artists make a print I can buy. I'm really hoping I can. Oh, that Gleason web header is so good, dude. I don't care about the Joker movie. That's a musical without Batman. Ross and Band of Brothers was odd casting and off-putting. Although Winter says one of the best lines to him when he does a salute to him, and it's like, you respect the ranking, not the man. I thought that was a good line. Oh, I love that. Oh my God, I love Band of Brothers. Making them a musical. So is it a musical?
I think it's gonna have musical sequences, and they're gonna be like I don't say they're dream sequences, but remember, okay, so folie à deux, right, is French for like a shared madness, right, of the mind. I only know that because Fall Out Boy also has a album called Folie à deux. So there we go. It's a shared madness. So I think they're playing off of that. And so I think these are going to be, I don't think it's going to be like a musical in the sense of like the Mean Girls musical was a musical, or apparently the Wonka movie was a musical. I think it's going to be these musical dream sequences. I don't know. It could just be a musical. I could be wrong.
I know I'm late. Effing computer went west, and I've spent 3 days. Dude, I'm so glad you're here, buddy.
Our computers, apparently. So.
Yeah.
If you watch the beginning of the stream, both Omar and I just...
Yeah, that's because Amanda ain't paid her bill, and I was having issues. It's Amanda's show. Yes, it is. Isn't George Costanza's line, we live in a society? I can actually see him saying that. SAG Awards.
Oh, I'm excited. I'm going to watch that. Maybe I'll live tweet, not tweet. I don't
Oh,
tweet.
look at this. Also, we do have a
Oh,
Discord.
fun.
It's on Patreon on March 5th at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Oh my God, what day is that? Movie Club will be talking about the Oscars Best Pictures. There's only 2 that I have not seen yet that I freaking need to get out and see. But you are a YouTube dad. Sean Desuk, I remember 5 years ago when you called me that, and I said, I'll be your YouTube older brother, not your YouTube dad. That's weird. That's weird.
Because Poor Things isn't out yet that we can watch it streaming or like rent it, right?
I want to know how the hell a movie like with the plot of Frankenhooker got an Oscar nomination. Did Madam Web get nominated for an Oscar, or would it be next year?
Well, it'll be next year's Oscars, first of all. And second of all, I know, but maybe a Razzie for next year.
Fingers crossed. Dude, what if it wins? I mean, Suicide Squad won. Remember that?
Okay, but here's why it's not going to win. Suicide Squad won for like visual effects or makeup. And I was watching a review of Dune 2, and they said it's a good thing that they pushed the movie for all the films that have been nominated in the visual effects category for this year. It's a good thing for them that they pushed Dune to this year instead of being released in 2023, because there's no way they would not win for best visual effects, according to the reviewer I watched. You could probably guess who it was. But
was it my buddy Dan Earl?
It's my man. Yes.
Craven's oh my God, Craven and El Muerto, dude.
I can't wait to see Craven with it. I wonder if they're gonna what they're gonna do with that now that Madam Web just bombed. They gotta put it out.
Amanda just said Madam, so I'm with Maddie. My wife just picked up Avengers Twilight. She really digs it. Danny DeVito wrote a Penguin story. What?
Oh, that's cool.
No, what? Next Joker movie is going to be a musical, really?
Yeah, sounds big. We don't know.
Dancing in the Rain is probably the only music. Yeah, I don't like musicals. I think we went over that in December.
We did talk about that. I love musicals.
But I mean, I like, okay. I like Little Shop of Horrors. It's my wife and I
High School Musical?
Duet that. What did you just say?
High School Musical. Fantastic.
No, Amanda. No, God, no. No.
Believe basically a musical, like a TV show.
Where did Zdarsky come from that he's knocking out these quality stories? I first heard of him in his weird musing about Mystique on a couch in a horny Wolverine. He's been around for a while. He did that Sex Criminals. We've interviewed him twice. Like, him and my wife are really good friends. They email each other, and I'm like, what the hell is happening here? I think he's hilarious. I find him to be a really funny guy. And on top of that, really fucking talented when it comes to writing. He's a great writer. I have no hope for Craven. Sony, please don't steal his soundtrack from Insomniac's Spider-Man 2 like you did with Madam Web. Oh, they did that? And Spider-Man.
I don't need to watch it again. It's fine. I'll just take
it. Okay, so I have to ask, what are they blaming Madam Web's failure on? The lack of women going to the theater to watch it? Because it's Sony. You know they're looking at numbers.
No, I don't think anyone's anyone's
Poor Things is on videos on demand.
Yes. I know what we're watching this weekend.
Man, that looks like she stole Beetlejuice sweat. Dude, speaking of Beetlejuice, I heard in an interview that Michael Keaton said Beetlejuice 2 was a hell of a fun shoot. So that gives me hope for Beetlejuice 2. Poor Things was so damn weird. Emma Stone went all out, and Ruffalo was dude. I heard Ruffalo kills it.
I know, and I'm sad. It's sad he didn't get a nomination, but I know it's hard when you get like supporting actors. There's a lot. I mean, Robert Downey Jr. is going to win anyway, so
you don't know that.
He's won every award. Like, there's not even like in other awards.
Did he win the MTV movie awards? I don't think so.
They don't come out till June, and I don't know.
Oh, do they still do them? That was a joke.
Yeah, I didn't know they still do it. Yeah. He won
the Oscars.
He won the BAFTA and had a really cute speech about all the British actors that influenced him. And then My Girl Divine won at the BAFTAs this week too. Cillian Murphy won.
Is that your friend?
Yeah, my friend. Cillian Murphy won. Christopher Nolan won. Oppenheimer won. Emma Stone did win. And sometimes the BAFTAs are a good indicator for the Oscars. Only like a couple of times there's a difference between the winners of the BAFTAs and the winners of the Oscars. Last year,
are you having an Oscar party?
Of course, if you guys will come, I will have an Oscar party like I do every year.
Like I have any choice but to come to the Oscars.
I know. And then we got to talk about the Oscars after, because I'm actually excited about this Oscars. I've seen all the movies. I'm actually interested.
You haven't seen all the movies? What are you talking about? You haven't seen like four things or Zone of Interest. Zone of Interest? I finally did see Zone of Interest. I did see Zone of Interest.
Watch it. Yeah.
Holy crap. It's a movie that you don't want to go and watch like, oh man, this is going to be good. It's a good movie. It's just like so depressing. Craven the Hugger. Zone of Interest comes out on VOD. Yeah, it came out on VOD yesterday.
I can go watch it now.
What's up, Robert Marquez? Can Dune be the next big franchise? It's said that it's basically unfilmable. Maybe it could be worse as a TV series. Zdarsky's wholesome. I love me. He is so awesome. Yeah, his penguins hooks up with Catwoman. If I recall. So, what is with Danny DeVito writing this?
I don't know.
Maddie loved the Iron Claw. Like she loved the Iron Claw.
I want to see that as well.
Lucasfilms has to promote their stuff better. I didn't know the Bad Batch season 3 was out.
Well, that's also on Disney Plus though too. I mean, Disney needs to be promoting it better. I didn't know that it was out. Disney's not promoting it.
No,
the only thing we're getting out of Disney is that they officially dropped Kang Dynasty from the Avengers 5 title.
Whoa! Tell me about this Avengers 5 thing. They even cut out brother and because there was one other brother. I remember telling her Maestro movie. Dude, me too. I did not like it. I did like the cuts. I liked the switching in the times.
Yeah.
And my girl, Sally Sparrow, was amazing.
Yeah, Carey Mulligan was good in it, but it was
so good. But I did not like that movie. Not my type of movie, but if it's for you, more power to you. All right, Panda, tell me what's going on with Avengers 5.
Basically, they've officially removed the Kang Dynasty, I guess, as the subtitle of the movie. So that's leaving everyone to wonder what's next. This is right on the heels of the Fantastic Four announcement, cast, and the Deadpool trailer. So I don't know. What do you think it's going to be called, Omar?
God, I hope it's not the Deadpool Dynasty.
So people
I can only stomach Deadpool for so long. And I actually like the character of Deadpool. I just don't want him oversaturating everything. I mean,
thank you, Richard. That's what I said.
It's a mistake.
Richard, I said the same thing. Time runs out. Make it generic. Make it based off the run I'm assuming we're taking inspiration from, and it leaves it generic enough that it could be Doom, it could be Kang. It doesn't matter.
That's what I'm saying. Why can't they just recast Kang? And there's only one person that can do that job. You already know, baby. That's right. One person that can be the new Kang, the Conqueror. And instead, they're just going to cancel it?
No, they're not canceling it. They're just renaming it.
Give me my hardcover down.
Scott starts spreading rumors that we're going to be no Avengers 5. We're just go straight to Avengers 6. No Avengers 5.
I don't see a need for canceling the title. Like, yeah, the actor's gone. Why can't they just recast Kang?
Maybe it doesn't have to do with just Kang. Maybe, just maybe, they're rethinking the story in general because maybe they're realizing what they have, given how people responded to the story so far, isn't going to work. Maybe they're changing it up. And maybe Doom will become our main guy.
The problem is I didn't care for Kang in the MCU either. I hated whimsical Kang at the end of Loki season 1.
Did not like
I hated stupid, really bad acting Kang in Loki season 2.
Mm-hmm.
I hated Kang in stupid Ant-Man and Wasp. He never had a chance to be good. He never had a chance. What's up, Beastlass? How you doing, buddy? No, not Kang from TMNT. That's Krang.
Yeah, that's
John Byrne's X-Men The Hidden Years. If you're a fan of John Byrne and a fan of Silver Age comics, you would like it, the horror one. Is that a Swamp Thing? Oh, and Greet the Day? That's the Greet the and Greet the Day picture, right? Yeah. Yeah. I no. Who asked Omar and Phenom this is worth buying? Everybody asked me. Ryan, you've asked my ass. Shut up. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think they should change the title. I mean, what are they gonna do? Call it Doom Dynasty, or like you said, time runs out would be a more acceptable change. I would be okay with that.
That's what I would like.
I'd rather they keep Kang. Kang is such a good character, and I know they want to move on to Doom. We've seen the Fantastic Four picture.
Yeah.
By the way, the Fantastic Four thing. Did you hear that they are keeping some of it as like a timepiece in the 60s?
So that's I heard that. My question is, like, I'm interested what the story is going to look like. If it is a negative zone, they're going to be pushed into present day.
Yeah. There's always loopholes to get in.
A lot of stuff. Yeah, it would explain a lot of stuff.
Why they've never shown up, or do you think they're going to come from a different Earth?
Oh God, I don't know. That it could be so many different things, which make it so cool. But they could be from different Earth. They could be experiencing incursions, because we mentioned incursions once. It's really weird to have it be a throwaway line in the Multiverse of Madness and never bring it up again. So let's just keep bringing up incursions and make Hickman's thing a reality already. But maybe not.
Well, I mean, which could be the Secret Wars, right?
Exactly. Yeah. I feel like that would be very great cinematically. So.
The reprint poll. Let me look at that really quick. I just pulled it up. We've got over 3,800 votes. So there's still 2 more days to vote. So make sure you go and tell your friends to go and vote. Yeah, to go and vote, please. You want to make sure that everybody gets the book they want. I heard the guy who wrote Thor Ragnarok and Black Widow was brought in to polish the FF script.
Okay.
No. Avengers 5, there's only Doom. I feel like that's where they're going to go. I hope they lean into the magical aspect of Doom. Maybe pull. Oh my God. Absolutely. Thank you, Always an Instigator. That's such a good run. At least Galactus won't be terrible. A terrible Cloud. Yeah, they could go that way.
Avengers Fast 5. Someone said it's going to be called X Go Give It To You, because the
X Go Give It To You because Deadpool's going to show up.
Or the X-Men will be introduced. One or the other.
Please don't. Oh my God. Go and vote. Reprint poll is going on. They'll travel to Brazil. Reservoir Dogs is a good Reservation Dogs is a good show to hit that Atlanta spot. What's that on?
It's on FX, or I think Hulu right now, right? Because
no, you're not making a ton of fake. I'm already filtering out the fake email. Somebody had 30 freaking votes for, what was it? It was one of the freaking Avengers books. I can't remember. And I'm like, man, you're not even going to lie. And then what's funny is, like, after I looked at the IP addresses, I looked at the email addresses. I'm like, you're not even lying about your like, you're not even trying. It's like, their first name, then their middle name, then their last name, then it's the middle initial, then it's their middle initial and the last name. I was like, oh my God. I gotta make emails for both. Yeah, go ahead and do that. Ryan. I'll boot your ass out of there. Avengers 5, Luis Guzman's revenge.
Yes, let's bring Luis Guzman to the MCU. He hasn't been here yet.
Please don't bring him. I voted for Tomb of Dracula just because, yes, lots of people want it. Avengers high-fiving for Avenging. I am curious to see what's going to happen next. So what's after Deadpool, do we know the next MCU movie?
It's a good MCU.
I mean, are we still talking Thunderbolts? Are we still talking Blade? What's going on?
Captain America Brave New World should be the next one, but that's not until 2025. And
that's right. That's the next one. That's the one that they changed the title, right?
Yeah, it's also going to be released on Valentine's Day. What a movie to watch on Valentine's. That must be, but it'll be better than watching Madam Web on Valentine's Day. So if we had to pick a movie,
we went to see Madam Web on Valentine's Day. That was awful.
Yes. Awful. Thunderbolts then comes out in July. Blade apparently still on for November.
No way. They haven't even started filming that thing. There's no way they do that. I still think we should punk David and put Marvel down. No, do not punk anybody. Last thing I need is to show a list and David's like, okay, we'll reprint Marvel now, and then nobody buys it. Secret Wars 2. I'm surprised Secret Wars 2 isn't doing as well as I thought it was going to do. Man, are you voting in the Marvel reprint poll? Can you vote for Wolverine by Mark Miller and Wolverine by Jason Aaron? What? What? There's not waste your votes on that.
I mean, why? I like Jason Aaron. Is his Wolverine not good?
Oh no, he's talking about Wolverine by Mark Miller. Captain America, Brave New World, and then Thunderbolts. Omar, how many votes does Avengers the Crossing have? Shut up, Blind. Do you really want to know? I can tell you. Avengers the Crossing. Let's see how well Avengers the Crossing is doing. Oh my God. Nope. I'm not even going to read you how bad it's doing. Everything is in 2025. Miss Marvel. I got to check on Miss Marvel, see how she's doing. Mahershala Ali, I'm okay with Mahershala Ali dropping off of the project. He's a great actor. I love him, but I don't need him in Blade. They can hire somebody else
to play Blade. Yeah.
Just give me a tight script. That's all I need. Give me something good. Need to reprint. You better go vote for it. Do not punk the poll, please. I want a bunch of these books. They should hire Neil Breen to write the upcoming MCU films. Who's that, Amanda? You know I love putting you on the spot. Some motherfuckers are always trying to ice skate uphill. Yes, yes, my dude. Did you see Gaiman's Anansi Boys is being adapted by Dark Horse like Norse mythology? I saw that just today. They announced it.
That's awesome.
That's American Gods, my favorite Gaiman book, but I really like Anansi Boys.
I think Neil Breen was a joke.
Is a joke? Who is it? I don't know who that is.
He is a American filmmaker and actor who's independently written, directed, and independently produced Fateful Findings, The Twisted Pair. But his face features prominently in all of these. Like, this looks like Scientology stuff.
You two, what the hell's wrong with you? Good plot, good characters, good casting. I just read they hired the writer of The Bear to work on Thunderbolts. Wow, that's random. Really?
But why? Mean, are they looking for that kind of like comedy? But it's not really comedy. I mean, it's still weird. Like The Bear,
Thunderbolt. Really, I mean, it could work. It could work. Emmy-winning writer of The Bear. I'm pumped for John Burt. Yeah, did you see that the Defenders are apparently okay? Yeah. The Defenders showed up on Disney Plus. So then everybody immediately thinks, okay, the Defenders are canon now. What do you think?
I think they're trying to throw some more adult content on Disney Plus to keep their
Defenders is adult content?
Yes, it is.
No, I mean, it's not.
Yeah, I don't know. I think they're trying
to Iron Fist. Oh my God, that was awful. Dude,
they're trying to.
I'll be honest with you. Iron Fist is the one show I stopped watching. And you know me, I watch shit shows.
I did not watch the Iron Fist. I couldn't.
I watched one episode of Iron Fist and I said, nope, I'm out. And it could have gotten better. It could have gotten amazing, but not for me. Neil Breen is supposed to be the worst movie director. Worse than you, Bowl? He does B films. I mean, sometimes. I don't know who that is, man. Why you joking with my girl like that? She didn't know who that was either, man.
That's like what's his name? Oh, hey.
Dude, and Tennant wants to come back as Kilgrave. Oh my God. Okay. I love David Tennant.
Yeah, tell me why so.
I love Doctor Who. But if I hear Jessica one more time, like I thought Navarro by Jodie Foster got on my nerves just as much as David Tennant's Jessica. Oh my God, it was so awful. The Defenders canon, they mean should be shot right. It was not good. Okay, wait, here we go. Iron Fist season 1 was terrible.
Oh, we had 2 seasons?
Season 2. I didn't know they had 2 seasons. I'll be honest with you.
Shoot, I didn't know that either. Know that. That's insane. I didn't know that.
Man, Neil Breen is another completely insane outsider, jack of all trades, writer, director, producer, as Tommy Wiseau.
By just the images I'm seeing
who's the director of that Spider-Man YouTube movie? Remember we were talking about that?
Oh, that's right. I don't know who was that.
I thought that's what they were talking about. I just watched Iron Fist for Henwick. Oh, Henwick though. She should be the new Iron Fist. She's cute, man. She was in Game of Thrones. Remember, Amanda? Yeah, you remember.
Yeah.
What are the odds of getting a Gap Between X-Men by Jim Lee and Onslaught Omnibus filled? They're all filled, man. We're getting Extinction Agenda, right? Yeah, they're all filled. What you need filled is after Onslaught. You need like post Onslaught, brother. Because we're getting Road to Onslaught too. Was it really that bad? Iron Fist and the
That means we'd have to watch it.
Colleen Wing, that's right. Ridley Scott is in talks to direct the Bee Gees biopic. Wow. William, how are you? Jessica. Yeah, I was just talking about that, man. It was so bad. I don't get the hate for Iron Fist. It was okay. Ryan, you don't get the hate for Iron Fist. Did you see the fight sequences in Iron Fist? They were awful. And it's not the guy's fault. I heard he actually didn't have enough time to get prepared. Defenders has been in the UK Disney for ages, but only in Disney Plus is very, it is very different. How long have you guys had Deadpool? Tenet was so hammy, but I enjoyed it.
We also
Starlight being, but I'll be honest, dude. I'm not a fan of Alias. People love Alias. People regard Alias as a masterpiece. I never liked Alias. I thought Alias was just okay. And if you've never read Alias, Alias is the story of Jessica Jones, who Bendis originally wanted to use Jessica Drew, Spider-Woman, but Marvel was like, yeah, we're not going to do that. So he came up with a character named Jessica Jones and made her an old superhero, retconned it, and it was mature themes in there. Hooks up with Luke Cage, they get married, have a kid. Iron Fist season 2 was horrible. Wait, what does that make season 1? Jessica Henwick is a dime. She deserves. I'd watch her as Iron Fist. You talk about Spider-Man Lotus. That was it. Spider-Man Lotus. She was one of the Snake Sisters. Yes, controversial. Season 4 True Detective was good. How is it controversial? I gave it an 8 out of 10.
Josh,
so good. I like it.
You just come in, rewind it a bit. Not for me and Omar. We gave it 8 out of 10.
I was that controversial, man. I thought it was a good season. I just did a rewatch of Punisher. I'm still in the mindset that 13 episodes per season was too much. The Ferris Wheel mirror scene with Frank and Billy, that was weird to see on Disney Plus. I liked the Punisher. I thought it was good. And I really like him as Punisher. I thought he did a good job. They only gave Finn Jones 2 months to prepare for the role, and hence the problem with the fighting sequences and choreography in Iron Fist. Yes, Henwick. Total babe. Really love how Wolverine has been played by the same actor for 20 years. Batman, Spider-Man, Superman are much more popular. Couldn't pull off that huge.
That's how I wonder.
The fights were realistic. I've been in real fights. I ain't never had a fight like goddamn Iron Fist. What are you talking about? They don't look like something choreographed by John. No. Okay. I don't need a real fight, dude. If we're talking about superhero fights and he's got the fucking Iron Fist, then you use some suspend my disbelief, man. I'm okay with that.
Yes, suspend his belief. He doesn't care. Yep.
So your Disney Plus has had adult content. Carousel. I knew what you meant.
Because yours,
I'm just coming back. Oh, that's right. Joshua left to go drink with his Navy bros.
Oh, that's right. Your Navy bros. That's right. Yeah. That's right. How was that, by the way? Good?
What would you rate that out of 10? What would you rate True Detective season 4 out of 10?
Did you drink enough? Josh, did you drink enough?
Almost all the fights I've seen in the streets have had shirtless dudes who didn't really know what they were. So I guess I agree.
There we go.
But he knows how to fight. That's the difference. Omar, what Marvel Legends are I'm going to pre-order Wolfsbane. I'm going to pre-order that cable. That's it for me.
There we go.
What did you think of the Borderlands trailer, Amanda?
I think it's fun. It's a weird cast, but I'm gonna watch it.
Well, I will say,
yes, I played the game.
So stupid, but for some reason that stupid wig works on Cate Blanchett. I was like, okay, sure.
I told you she looks like Lena Headey in some of the still images with that wig.
I don't know about the little girl that's playing. What's her name? Not Crazy Mary. The crazy little girl.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
She was okay. She wasn't crazy enough. And oh my gosh, Jamie Lee Curtis's shirt outfit cleavage thing that she's got going on. Sure. Tiny Tina, thank you. That's her name. How did I forget that? I'm not crazy, Mary. Is Danny Rand still Iron Fist in the comics? No, not anymore. Sorry, Cat Attack. You're good, brother. Did you guys? Yes, we did. Or sure. I don't know why it exists, but I'm in. Omar, on that note, you happen to have any choice of self-defense tips? Yes. Don't get in a fight. Ever. Don't.
If you do get in a fight, use the acronym thing.
Because let me tell you something. I was in a lot of fights in my 20s and when I was younger. And I'm looking back at that young man that was in those fights now as I'm in my 40s. And the fact that at any time that I got into a fight, I could have died or I could have killed any of those people because I was either drunk or they were drunk. And if you hit someone the wrong way, and I mean the wrong way, it's easy to kill somebody. It ain't worth it, brother. It ain't worth going to prison. It ain't worth losing your life over something. Do not get into fights. Plus, it's really exhausting, man. Don't do it, man. It ain't worth it, dude. And I've been thrown in jails for fights. It ain't worth it. I don't care how much pride you have. So all that pride. Don't go back home and read a comic. It ain't no girl, ain't no dude, ain't nobody worth getting in a fight over. Don't do it. That's my advice. That's my tip.
But James, thank you for understanding my reference. I appreciate that.
Yeah, but that's the way I was, man. Ariana Greenblatt from Barbie. Who's that, Amanda? Ariana Greenblatt.
The girl who plays Tiny Tina.
Well, I mean, who was she in Barbie? Oh, the young girl?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. She was okay. She was Barbie. And, oh yeah, she was young.
She was mini Ahsoka, baby Ahsoka. I don't know what you call her.
Danny DeVito should have been in the Idris Elba should have been Roland. Swamp Thing, Man Thing, and now Cleavage Thing. The Cleavage outfit that you know what I'm talking about, Phil Owens. Go watch the trailer. What's up, Moonin? How are you, buddy?
Good morning, Moonin.
I did not have underground fights. Miscongeniality. Get naked and start running at your opponent. No one wants to fight anyone naked. You'd be surprised, though.
You have to fight like women. We fight with our minds. It's all
okay.
Manipulative and backstabbing. And yeah.
I was gonna say backstabbing, okay.
Yeah, that's you can really ruin some people's stuff with a few choice words.
You fight like women.
Fight.
What the hell? Okay.
What?
No.
Yes.
No, I volunteer a fight. I volunteer to fight a naked. Okay, wait. When is this happening? Because I also volunteer. I'll take thirds. I don't care. Mind fight. Run away fast and swallow your pride. Got it. Yeah. Get out of there. No need to be there, man. First rule of Fight Club, someone does not talk about it. Don't
Next match, are you getting in a fight? Are you planning on fighting someone?
Yeah, it ain't worth it, man. It ain't worth it.
But like I said, if you're gonna fight, use the acronym SING. Solar plexus, instep, nose, groin.
Yeah, and let me tell you how handy that comes when somebody pulls out a gun on you. Zero.
You don't get my joke, nor do you care about
I get your stupid, dumbass joke. Fight Club.
This is a movie show, Omar. We got to bring it back to the movies.
Okay, what movies are we talking about? Man, it fights like she's in Mean Girls.
That was Miscongeniality. Yes, exactly.
Somebody got it earlier.
Where's my burn book? That's how we fight.
Look, James got it earlier. Miscongeniality. I don't know how the hell he got it.
James, no one got my reference. And
that was a great knee, like in Roadhouse. I love that movie. I can't believe they're remaking Roadhouse. How do you remake Roadhouse?
With Jake Gyllenhaal, man. I mean,
sure, he's in great shape.
Not bad to look at. But
no, it's not bad to look at, but it's also not playing in theaters. It's going straight to streaming. So how is that going to make you any money?
Yeah, the director, there's some really weird stuff. The director's like unknown user.
Hi, Omar and Amanda. How many books over Janie?
Like, are you asking how many we've read?
I feel like there's a second part to this question.
I don't know. So I've been I unfortunately have been trying to catch up on some prose novels. I know massive books that are like 800-900 pages without pictures. It's rough. But it's fantasy. It's high fantasy about a lot of fairies fucking each other. And it is fantastic.
Did you say it's fantastic? Because if that's not a word, God damn it, it needs to be. That's fantastic.
It's fantastic.
I'm gonna take that.
Yeah, what? But I was doing it because there was a book.
Sport, how you been, dude? What are these books without images?
I know, I know. It's rough. But as a woman, we just use our just kidding. Yes, the Crescent City books.
Wait. As a woman, we just finish that thought. As a woman, we just what?
We can use our minds to.
I swear to God, if I hear about women and how they fight using their mind, what are you, Jean Grey? You're not using. I've seen a bunch of chicks fight in the street. Let me tell you something. They weren't using their minds. I was using my mind because I was like, please let a titty pop out. I don't think they were, but I was, and that's the burp. I apologize.
Oh gosh, okay.
I apologize for that.
Oh boy.
Okay, here we go. That good. I am proud of both of you. Thank you so much for that. I'm proud of you, man.
I love your anonymity. Thank you for that.
Amanda and Omar, favorite fight scene in any movie?
I don't know. The stair scene in John Wick 4 is pretty fantastic.
Vigo
Omar hasn't seen it yet.
I have seen. Why do you think I haven't seen this movie? It was one of my favorite movies of 2023. Do you not watch Near Mint Condition? Bathhouse in Eastern Provinces was freaking pretty brutal. I'll tell you what. My favorite, absolute favorite fight scene in a movie is not over the top.
Black Knight in Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
Okay, that's a good one. That's
my favorite fight. Flesh Wound.
It's actually from Old Boy. It is the most realistic fight scene I've ever seen in a movie because fighting is exhausting. I just said that a little bit earlier. But if you've ever seen the hallway sequence in Old Boy, and I'm not talking about the remake. I've never seen the remake. It could still be in there. But the original Old Boy, I remember hyping it up to my wife, and as she was watching it, she's like, I thought this was going to be like The Matrix. What is this? And I'm just like, oh, no, this is amazing. This is what a real fight feels like. And it does. It's an amazing fight scene. And my boy, that Crazy Ankylosaurus is right. That's another one that I really love. That it's almost as like exhausting as the fight in They Live. Best movie fight has to be the one in Quiet Man is good. I like that one. You're welcome. Thank you. Which I have not a lot of in January because I'm in high school and I'm a sophomore.
But you had to read books in high school, right? What books are you reading in English class?
Well, now I retract everything I just said about two ladies fighting in the streets. What'd you have to read? Lord of the Flies and stuff like that?
In sophomore year?
Mm-hmm. John Wick 4, that's a good one. That's got some really good ones. Some of my favorite fight scenes were in The Raid. Oh, The Raid 1 and 2 are great. Yeah. But if we're talking about over the top, then yeah, that's a little bit different. But if we're talking about realistic fight scenes, I think Old Boy has it still beat. Like Old Boy is phenomenal. Warriors based on the writing from Bruce Lee. The best bathroom fight, Evil Dead Season 2.
Oh my God, I'm trying to think of the one. There's one that I remember seeing that it was really good, but I can't remember which movie it's from.
The best fight moment in John Wick 4 is Akira climbing that dude with the knives like a ladder. Yes, so good. Yeah. I'm big fan of John Wick. They keep getting better and better.
They do.
Man from Uncle. I've never seen like the movie. Kane, is that the one with Henry Cavill? I haven't seen that one.
I've never seen it either. But apparently Always the Instigator had told his mom to watch Saltburn as a rom-com. That's gonna be fun.
She should watch it with my dad and brother, expecting to hear, what is wrong with you?
That's amazing. Oh, what a scene. Oh my goodness.
All right, we got to wrap it up. Donnie Yen.
Yes, it was 10 o'clock.
It's a movie with Henry. Yes. Okay. I haven't seen it. The best run scene, Tom Cruise running.
Which one? There's a lot.
He runs in everything. He runs in everything.
Ghost Protocol. He was a good run scene. Isn't that the one where the big sandstorm? That was pretty cool.
Yeah, because he just runs. He doesn't look left or right. Speaking of John Wick, they pushed Ballerina
Yes, I saw that.
and giving the Crow remake a slot for June.
I always forget that there's a Crow remake.
Dude, the way he fights in Mission Impossible, he locks those guns. Yes, I love that. It makes no sense, but I love it.
It's amazing.
I haven't seen it. Sounds like a movie you need to watch for your birthday month. Really? The Man from U.N.C.L.E. with Henry Cavill? I haven't seen it. You like graphic novels?
Yeah, that's good.
Okay, well, you said you're a sophomore?
Sophomore.
Okay, if you're a sophomore, graphic novels, don't go into something deep. Do something fun. Do you like Batman? How do you feel about Batman? Like Batman, Scott Snyder's Batman's really good. Usagi Yojimbo, that's excellent by Stan Sakai. Wolverine by Frank Miller and Chris Claremont, that's a good one.
You trying to make sure they don't cry?
These weeknight shows are so much fun to catch live. Really helps decompress.
Thank you.
Thanks, Omar and Amanda. Good night, everybody. Good night to you, buddy. Yes, don't listen to him. He likes year 2 in the crowd. Don't. Shut up, Bloss. Spock's bangs bouncing while he's running after Cumberbatch. I was like, Spock's bangs. Oh, you're talking about new Star Trek. I'm a big fan of Calvin and Hobbes, man. Go read some Calvin and Hobbes. That's some good stuff. Far Side. Bone. It's a good one for kids. If you want something really deep and meaningful, Mouse. Mouse is good, man. Especially at that age.
Tough read, but it's
a tough read.
It's banned in a lot of schools, though.
I don't know what to read, but I love learning from Marvel and DC. You're still learning, okay?
Okay.
So, if you like Marvel and DC, Green Lantern by Jeff Johns is an excellent read.
Yeah.
One thing you can do is get like some Tom King books. Tom King's, like Mr. Miracle's a deep read. The Omega Man, that's a good. Well, yeah, the Omega Man. I gotta go with the Omega Man.
There we go.
Grant Morrison stuff like We 3. Yeah. No, dude, he's a sophomore. Don't do that. Don't read.
Come on.
Read something fun, man, like Bone, and then find what you like.
Yeah.
How can you get those? Go to your local library. The library is full of them. And what is that app, Amanda, that people can use for the library?
Oh.
Hoopla.
Yeah.
Hoopla. Fishing is fun. Hawkeye by Matt Fraction. Where do you live, unknown user?
Yeah, unknown user. Where do you live?
Where do you live? You live in the United States?
Oh, Fables. That's a good one. Yeah.
Fables is good.
Fantasy.
A lot of libraries have them. The Libby, yes, the Libby. Thanks for a great, entertaining stream, Amanda and Omar. Have a great night. You too. Where do you live, unknown user? Do you live in the United States or do you live overseas? What? Ah, no, I just joined. Never watched the show. Just wanted to do house chores.
About the weird combination of house chores and abs.
Like, you like the Karate Kid? What are you doing in there, Amanda? I was mopping. What are you doing? Is that how you mop?
No, I mop like this.
That's not any better. Don't do any mopping around here.
Nope, even worse.
Batman, Superman, World's Funny. Oh my gosh, it's so good. It's so good. Tom Taylor's Spider-Man's fun. I live in the United States. All right. Shoot me an email, nearmintcon@gmail.com. All right. Tell me your name is unknown user. Okay. Shoot me an email. I'll see what I can do. Okay. There's our email address. Shoot me an email. Write that down. And get your mom and dad to email me. Wait, what's your mom look like though? Nope, shouldn't be asking that. Come on.
Don't do that.
Sorry about that. Okay. That's old Omar coming out. Okay, here we go. Shoot me an email for real.
Yes. So next week we won't have a Wednesday show because I will be in the middle of the craziest time of my life for work, and then
oh my god, the craziest time of your life. You're so.
And then I'm gonna get a nose ring when I'm done with that. So that'll be fun.
What the? You should have gotten a small tattoo.
Nope, get a nose ring. I'll get another small tattoo later. But when we get back, our plan is to try to watch Dune next weekend and try to get a review in before the end of the weekend.
All right. That's what we're going to do.
Harnessing my Jean Grey powers with my rogue hair.
With you fight. This is how apparently girls fight. They have a psychic fight, unlike men.
Oh my God. Thank you, James. Yes, we need to do. That's what we were supposed to do this weekend. Sunday, we were supposed to do.
I have it on my calendar, dude.
Do we have it? I didn't put it on a calendar. I just
8 p.m. on the 25th, Reelz Talk. I don't know what the hell that is. You put it
there. Yes.
there.
Okay. I'm so sorry. Thank you for reminding me. Yes. Avatar: The Last Airbender, the TV series, comes out tomorrow. We are going to be watching all of it and reviewing it.
You think I got enough time to watch it? Okay.
We're going to watch it as we're going to do karaoke on Saturday. We'll watch it in the car.
I guess we're reviewing that on Sunday?
Sunday the 25th. Yes.
Okay.
I would do a show on Wednesday, but Wednesdays are party night at the work function I'm going to, so I will probably be drinking.
There you go. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. Hit that like button on the way out. Man, I forgot. It's Amanda's show, so you go ahead, Amanda. Sign us off.
All right. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Remember to follow us on all of our social media channels at nearmintcon. Remember to check us out on all of our social media. Why did I suddenly? Check us out on Spreadshop for some great Near Mint Edition merchandise. And also check us out on Patreon for $1 a month or more. You can support us here in what we do and get some really cool perks along the way, like the movie club discussion that's happening on March 5th. So if you join in time, you can join the movie club and talk about the best picture winners or possible winners. And then, of course, last but not least, it's classy and cool. It must be Near Mint. Good journey to all our one. And we will see you on Sunday for Last Airbender review.
Surprise, Omar. We'll see you on Sunday, everybody. Bye.
Bye, guys.